Well, welcome back. It's the talk of the water cooler, and someone you know actually may be investing in weed. Yes, we are talking about cannabis, marijuana stocks. You may have heard of this, but should you add this growing industry to your portfolio? We have certified financial planner Paul Fain joining us with his thoughts on whether these are investments that are going to go up in smoke. Paul, this is something that is obviously fairly new, especially in Tennessee, a state where certain aspects of that plant are still illegal right now. But people are thinking about investing.
There's a lot of activity right now in a growing industry. From an investment perspective, you know, it's very similar to what we saw back 20 years ago with dot-com stocks, or 10 years ago with flipping houses, or a year ago with Bitcoin. So there's a lot of frothy movement. There's a lot of new business being created around cultivating, growing, distributing, marketing, research. And there's a lot of positive regulatory movement. So we had Missouri, Utah pass medicinal use. We had Michigan pass recreational use. We've got Canada made marijuana legal for the whole country.
So obviously investors need to kind of be prepared on knowing what it is exactly they're investing in.
Right. I think there's still a lot of basic confusion, you know, and probably put myself in that number as well. There's two elements to the marijuana plant. One is the the psychoactive element, the getting high element, and then there are and that's referred to as THC. And then the CBD element is the non-psychoactive element that we've read a lot about, that has apparently a lot of medicinal or therapeutic uses, inflammation, seizures, things like that.
Well, what's the case against going towards investing in something like this?
Well, you know, there's probably two or three reasons. One, just culturally, you know, when you think about alcohol, tobacco, a lot of folks may throw this in the category of sin stock and stay away from it. There's a lot of speculation been going on over the last few years from investors in the stock market. So the growth may already be priced in. The price to sales ratios of these products or these stocks are way up here out of any normal range. So people are really speculating. So, you know, it's still illegal in the United States, so the growth potential may actually be narrowed.
Well, how do you end up, if this is something you want to go for, why is it something good to go for, and how would you go about proceeding that?
I think, Leslie, probably the horse has left the barn, and this is the trajectory. So this industry will still grow. There'll be new business. There'll be probably a lot of growth over the next few years. You can buy individual stocks. You know, if you're like me, prefer elements of diversification, then you might look at some mutual funds. There's a few out there in the world of ETF, exchange traded funds, that will give exposure to the cannabis industry. I still think it's important to have a broader portfolio, some traditional modes of building wealth for retirement, and put this type of investment in what I would call a Vegas account. Maybe no more than 5 to 10% of your investments.
All right. Well, interesting thoughts, Paul. Definitely something that people probably haven't heard of a whole lot right now.
New industries, new opportunities. Do your research.
Do your research.